individuals with mental health issues actually, they have spiritual also dilemma. So sometimes they might ask you, right? So why did God allow this? Why did it happen to me? So more or less, you would have now an idea as to how to see it from that perspective. Okay. So I'm gonna read all your reflection paper on that. Nasaan na si ano?
Hello Doc, parang
Oh.
nagpo-submit needs permission to screen share.
Mm.
Permission pala. Wait lang din po.
Mm. So absent si ano ngayon, si ano ba yun? The one supposed to be presenting. And he did not even send a message. It's good that Catherine prepared one. So I guess we need to know whatever valid reason he has and find out as soon as he communicates.
Hi, Doc.
Oh yes, Jamaica.
Doc, hindi daw po makapag-share si Ma'am Arlene.
Ah, hindi rin.
It needs permission po to share.
From
To share screen po, Doc.
permission to share screen from home. Kasi we're just linking in the one same link, right? Who's gonna give the permission? Who's gonna give the permission? Owner ng link. Sino ba yung nag-create ng link?
Parang si Sir Clarence po ata, Doc, kasi nandun lang po sa GC natin to.
Oo, sinend niya. Pero bakit pag nagpe-present ako, wala namang ganon permission?
Maybe you are the owner, Doc.
I am the owner. Let's see. So, tignan natin. Ay, so, tignan ko. Saan ko hahanapin yan to sa participants. Wait. Dito yun, no? Ay, saan na yung mga pangalan ninyo? Uh, video, channel reaction. Nasaan yung mga participants dito? Nasaan kayo? Hindi ko makita
Nasa
ito ba?
lower
Yeah. Chat here. Ay, bakit wala nang lumabas na? Ito na yun. There you go. Okay. So, sino magpe-present? Si uh, Arlene? Arlene. Oh,
Yes Doc, let me check po. Log out muna rin.
andito yung name mo, Arlene. You can't remotely mute Arlene. More action. Hindi na makita eh. Don't watch. Ask to pair your pin to screen. Wala namang nakalagay dito ay
Doc, parang kanina po nakapag-present po si Ma'am Margie Lu Peralta. Parang may nakita po ako nag-present kanina. Tapos,
saan? Sa atin? Class natin?
ito po, yung si Ma'am Margie Lu Peralta. Parang nakita ko po nakapag-present siya
Listing?
kanina.
Margie? Nag-ano ka ba? Nag-present ka ba, Margie? Ito, Margie Lu?
Tinry ko po. Pwede po. Nakakapag-share po ako.
Oh, ayun pala eh. Ba't ganon?
Baka
Oh,
si
so,
Ma'am po yung host.
ikaw pala, Margie Lu, di ka natin dyan. Oh, paano? Papadala nyo kay Margie Lu or what? Or she will be the one to grant permission to Arlene? Kasi dito sa pagbukas ko sa walang nakalagay doon eh. So, what do we do?
Share na lang po sa GC natin. Tapos
Are you talking to Christine? Regarding your PowerPoint?
Yes, Doc.
Oh, Christine, or I mean Catherine, sorry. So
Apo.
Catherine, send it to Margie Lou, and she will be presenting it, and then you will be discussing. Tama ba? Catherine, is that the arrangement?
Opo, yes po, Doc. Sige, isend ko po.
Dalian nyo na, 7:19 na.
Opo, opo.
Are most of you already at home or still at work or? Still at work? Okay, I really admire you guys. Really, you work and you study both at the same time. Well, if there's a will, there is a way, right? Okay.
Ma'am Marge, hindi po ako makasend sa inyo ng message, pero nasend ko na po sa GC natin.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. There you go. Oh, si Marco ang nag...
Gumagana naman para mas pala na.
Oh.
Ayan,
Okay,
thank you,
okay.
sir. Ayan, thank you, sir.
Good. Okay. Now, si Catherine naman ang mag-discuss, ganun ba? O si Marco? Sino?
Kay Catherine po to.
Ah, si Catherine. Okay. All right, go Catherine.
Hello, good evening everyone.
Good evening.
Opo, pasensya na kung medyo may background sa tunog ko kasi yun na nga, nagkataon na wedding anniversary kaya nag-celebrate din po. Ayan, pero syempre ayaw ko din kasi umabsent.
Kanino wedding anniversary sa'yo?
Opo, yes po.
Wow! How many years?
17 years na po to.
Oh, congratulations! Happy anniversary!
Thank you very much
Sabihin
po.
mo kay Habi at sa kids mo, sandali lang.
Opo.
Alright, okay.
Yes. Ayan. So, yung i-report natin, prepare ko lang po ito kasi sabi ko baka matawag. So, yun nga, group presentation nga ito. So, yung ginawa natin yung last meeting natin, yung tungkol doon sa interview with Miss Regina, 34-year-old woman. She has been struggling with the aftermath of a life-changing accident in year 2023, which left her face disfigured and led to physical changes. She feels depressed with suicidal thoughts and has been diagnosed with multiple disorders including yung mga nabanggit niya na major depression, antisocial, paranoid, avoidant, borderline, and narcissistic. She had a history of substance abuse and has been in and out of psychiatric wards and rehabilitation. So, yung pag-share niya sa atin noon, napaka-disclosing niya. Though first time natin na makausap siya, kumbaga nandoon yung trust, mararamdaman mo na pinagkakatiwalaan niya tayo. Kaya kung ano man yung nalaman natin sa kanya, within lang dito yun sa loob ng klase ni Dr. Medina. Next slide po, Sir Tito Marco. Predisposition. Yung predisposition, Regina's biological predisposition may contribute to her mental challenges as evidenced by her diagnosis of various disorders. Psychological factors such as low self-esteem and feelings of inadequacy may also play a role. Socially, growing up in a family with limited resources and sibling rivalry could have added to her struggles. Culturally, the stigma around mental health issues and substance abuse may have influenced her experiences. So, kumbaga, yung background ni Miss Regina is masalimuot din kasi meron silang sibling rivalry, tas nabanggit niya na though hindi masyadong inelaborate pero may mga words siya na nabibitawan baga na nabanggit niya na si mother tsaka si father niya medyo hindi may magandang relationship kasi si father niya daw parang yun parang limited kumbaga yung kaya niyang ibigay na kung nafifeel ko sa pagkasabi niya na yung habang pinapakinggan ko siya na yung pag-unawa niya sa kanyang father is nandoon. Nasabi niya baga, na i-quote ko na bakit naman magagalit? Kung yun lang naman talagang kaya ibigay ng tao, yung parang ganun yung pagkabanggit niya. So, meron siyang maraming background actually yung sa family niya, yung sa kapatid niya, ayan. Nasabayan pa ng meron siyang iba't iba nabanggit niya sa atin, yung iba't ibang klase ng substance na ginamit niya nung mga panahon na nasa struggle siya. Next slide po, Sir Tito Marco. Precipitants. The life-changing accident in 2023 was a significant precipitant for Regina's current struggles as it affected her physical appearance and self-esteem. The pandemic may have added an additional layer of stress and isolation. So, yun, malaking siguro naman kahit sino talagang tao kapag na aksidente lalo na pag naapektuhan talaga yung mukha, kahit sino naman talaga is bababa talaga yung self-esteem tapos makakaramdam ka ng yung para bagang tawag nito na iba yung mukha ko, parang lalo na yung sabi niya is na-disfigure daw. Kumbaga grabe yung yung pinagdaanan, no? Yun yung sinabi niya na nangyari sa buhay niya na talagang life-changing kasi bumaba yung kanyang self-esteem, maraming struggles, no? Tapos nadagdagan pa ng nabanggit niya baga sa atin na nangyari yun nung pandemic. So kaya mas grabing bigat talaga nung kumbaga yung bigat ng yung impact sa kanya. Yun po. Next slides, Tito Marco. Regina's friend, protective factors and strengths. Regina's friend who listens to her without judgment and her experiences with therapy, medication, and rehabilitation serve as protective factors. Her spiritual connection and ability to turn to God for support are also sources of strength. So, etong bagay na ito, malaking tulong sa kanya yung support system kasi meron siyang kaibigan na nabanggit niya na nakikinig sa kanya. Kumbaga nandyan para sa kanya para siya ay pakinggan na hindi siya hinuhusgahan. Nabanggit niya din doon baga yung parent daw ng kaibigan niya, tama. Yung parent ng kaibigan niya na nakausap niya na ano yung sinabi niya na parang nagkaroon din sila yata ng misunderstanding ng asawa niya nung yung parent ng kaibigan niya pero nalampasan niya yon. So doon parang nakakita siya ng something na light, no? Yung naalala ko yung sinabi niya. Nakakita siya ng something na light. Kinaya niya nga. So parang makakaya niya din. Pangalawa, itong pangyayari sa kanya, parang nagkaroon sa kanya ng way para kumbaga mag-turn siya to God kasi nabanggit niya baga na nung nangyari, parang sabi niya parang kulang, nag-medication, nag-rehabilitation siya, papasok, pabalik-balik siya sa psychiatric ward, pero yun na nga, parang pusa na na-feel niya na parang kailangan ko makipag-usap kay God. So, isa ito sa mga bagay na nakatulong sa kanya na kumbaga parang nakakakita siya ng light, nagkakaroon siya ng strength. And then, nabanggit niya din sa atin na sa lahat ng may mga may mga hindi maganda siyang experience na sa ibang therapies na yun, medyo na-shock nga din ako yung sinabihan siya na, hindi ka naman artista, bakit ka naman nag-worry sa mukha mo? So, hindi talaga yung tama sabihin, lalo na yung isang tao ay nakakaranas na parang nadidepress na siya. So, siguro baka hindi lang masyado na-empathize nung therapist. Lahat naman ng tao nagkakamali lang siguro sa reaction. Pero ang maganda doon, kasi ang sabi niya, nung naalala ko yung sinabi niya na nung nag-turn siya to God and then nung nakilala niya nga yung si Dr. Medina, nung silang dalawa, parang may something baga siyang spark na kahit hindi ko siya nakikita, na-feel ko sa boses niya, na may spark siya, na sabi niya, with Dr. Medina, parang iba yung ano niya, iba yung dating sa kanya na parang eto, hindi ko lang na-imagine ko ano yung sinasabi niya na pinapakita daw yung picture, ganito, ganyan. Hindi ko alam kung ano nangyayari sa session. Pero sa boses niya, nararamdaman ko na nakakuha siya na, ito, iba ito. Kumbaga, meron siyang something kumbaga, nakakapagpagaan sa kanyang loob. Okay. Next, Tito Marco, next slide. Pattern. Regina has a pattern of struggling with mental health issues, substance abuse, and self-esteem challenges, which have been exacerbated by the accident in year 2023. Next, sir, ay Tito Marco. Perpetuance. The ongoing impact of the accident, cumulative trauma from the experience of psychiatric wards and rehabilitation, and underlying psychological and biological factors may perpetuate Regina's mental health and struggles. Next slide, sir. Parang doon baga sa activity natin, parang pinapa-identify ni Doc na kung siya ba ay meron ba siyang high risk of suicide. So, according to the information that I gathered and information that I tried to listen from the interview questions of my colleagues, kayo po, lahat ng mga nagtanong, napakaganda ng inyong mga katanungan din, then yung sagot niya din ni Miss Reg, and to the responses of the client, the intensity of her suicide ideation or suicidal behavior is yung assessment ko po, ito sa akin lang po ito, Doc, yung assessment ko po is 3, suicidal intent. She has some intent to act but without a specific plan. Kasi nabanggit niya baga na, oo, ilang beses akong nakaisip na mag-suicide, ganito, ganyan, pero wala naman siyang binabanggit na step by step na ito yung gagawin ko, ito yung paraan ng kung paano ko kikitilin yung buhay ko. Wala naman siyang ganun. So, yung assessment ko po sa kanya, suicidal behavior number 3. Binasi ko lang po ito, Doc, doon sa may, CS Columbia Severity, SCS Columbia Severity Rating Scale. Yun po. Next slide, Tito Marco.
Yun na, last na yun.
Last na pala. Sige po. Yan lamang po, Doc. Maraming salamat.
Okay, maybe you can just keep the slide open so in case there would be any reference to that when anyone can answer a question. Okay, pretty good. So you really listened to the interview and siguro mga 90% na catch ninyo. Know what Reg was trying to say or trying to express herself. So first, let's look at the assessment because when you were doing the interview, remember that's part of the assessment, right? And ilang types of mga assessment natin. It can be, what is the first one? It can be very structured, right? Or can be definitely unstructured or somewhere in between, which is semi-structured. So because most of you were asking her some questions, yung iba not necessarily questions, but sort of like a comment, trying to tell her, being very empathizing with her and showing her some compassion, which she appreciated very much because when we had a session after that, she mentioned that. Now, what kind of interview you think you did? What type of assessment? What type of interview? Was it the structured one, unstructured, or semi-structured? Anyone can answer. Remember, this is a class quiz. So what kind of interview is
Mix
that?
po, Doc.
Catherine?
Yes po, Doc. Mix po.
What you mean semi-structured? Mixed interview?
Yung ano po, Doc, yung mga question po, Doc, nakabase din po dun sa sa mga kasagutan ni Ma'am Reg. So kumbaga parang semi-structured po. Tapos,
Sam,
opo.
go ahead. So try to elaborate on that. Why do you think what was done by all of you in with reference to interview was semi-structured? Because
Bale Doc, yung pagtanong po kasi kay Miss Reg, 'di ba nagkwento po siya, tapos dun po sa sagot niya, dun po nag-formulate naman ng question, tapos may mga verification, yun po. At kumbaga parang unstructured and semi-structured po.
because remember, semi would actually be there's a bit of structure. At the same time, there's also a bit of being unstructured. So maybe that's what you meant when you said parang, ano yung ginamit mo, mix, right?
Opo,
Mix or parang blended,
Opo.
right? Because some of you were already asking some clarificatory questions and history taking, and those are all part of a structured assessment or interview. Pero yung iba ng mga expressing the compassion and empathizing with her, then that and asking for what her coping mechanisms are, that can be pretty much in the unstructured because you don't really find that in a clinical interview. Okay, all right, good. Now, if Reg would come to you as a client or as a patient and you did the interview, right? All of you interviewed her and you gathered some very relevant information. Uh, do you think you would be able at that point by conducting that 1 hour by, a little bit more than 1 hour? You think would be able to make a clinical record? Would you classify the interview that you did under the spectrum of clinical recording? Anyone? Pwede na ba yun, yung isang oras, lampas isang oras that you ask her a lot of questions which now we have identified as semi-structured. Pwede na ba niyong ilagay yan sa record ninyo as under a clinical record of the interview? And why? Oh, go ahead. So, let's hear from Enrico, then let's hear from Catherine. Both of you are raised your hands.
Medyo yung word kasi ng clinical moment, are we trying to talk about the first session as part of a clinical record that we have this mga interviews on this? Or do we need to have it na parang final na lahat? Kasi if the first session, we have a lot of that information, ang question kasi mo minsan is all those information were you able to verify as true? Kasi may mga client ako na experience na minsan yung mga personal information na binibigay nila is not 100% accurate. Kaya minsan I try to have a follow-up and binablikan yung story na yun, whether the details that they were really saying is really valid. If that is just for the sake of having a session 1, and dito yung mention and you have a notes to verify whether it is really significant and valid, then supposedly that could be part of a clinical record for me just to have a foundation or a presupposition na ito yung direction nung session. Na para bang, siyempre, if you have a para bang a direction kung ano yung dapat mong unahin dun sa problema ng tao, ito yung lumalabas. But I'm not so sure whether that will be qualified as a clinical record kagad. Kasi para bang, for me, if we are able to really have a strong observation valid on these things and we're able to verify them, then most probably then I would say it will be a clinical record.
Oh, so what you're saying is you cannot after that 1 hour, a little bit more than 1 hour of a semi-structured interview, you will not classify it yet under as a clinical recording.
I would like to apologize ma'am since I was not there on the session on the interview. But what I'm telling is what I have from my experiences na we do have clients that tell us a lot of stories, and when we try to verify the
Mm.
stories,
I yeah.
some of the stories are unti-unti na
Yeah,
altered.
you
And
mean say you still have do collateral interview, right? Yeah,
yes
or
ma'am.
check for is it for the validity or reliability of whatever was the outcome of the interview with
Yes ma'am.
respect to your client. Okay, so anyone who was there during the interview, uh, do you agree? If you are you going to in agreement with the answer of Enrico in terms of his client because he wasn't there during the interview?
For my side po,
Uh,
clinical information.
Marco,
No? So,
uh,
from the interview, we were able to get some facts like age, background, gender.
mm,
So all those information can be recorded. So and then any information gathered is can actually be put in a certain report like what Catherine has mentioned presented. So for me that's part of the information.
a part of information, but would you already see that it was a sort of like a clinical interview that you can already put that under your clinical record?
Um, I guess the factual information for now, for the meantime, for a start, to put in the clinical information, and then the rest can follow. For more structured approach like assessment.
Okay. All
Uh,
right.
yeah.
All right. Okay. So you're saying hindi pa dahil marami pang dapat na to follow na mga process. Hmm. Okay. Do you agree with Marco? Because remember, this is a grade for everyone. Sino ba nag-raise ng hand po kanina? Ito si Catherine. Oh.
Apo, Doc. Kung kung clinical assessment na po yung Doc,
Hmm.
sa palagay ko po Doc, ano po, may sinend po kayo kasi sa amin na na yung sa slides,
Yeah.
parang hindi siya Doc masasabing clinical kasi yung laman ng clinical is assessment, diagnostic, and treatment planning. Sa assessment pa lang po kasi meron na siyang interview pa lang po yun. Wala pa yung psychological test, kumbaga hindi buo.
Yeah.
Psychological test, personality test, neuropsychological test, behavioral assessment, and then
Right.
yung objective test. So kumbaga hindi ko masasabi na kumbaga saan parang siya hindi enough para sabihin po na clinical assessment na po yun.
Okay, if you ba, si Enrico, baka sino mo ng slide? Lagay mo yung slide na present kanina ni Catherine regarding ano, precipitating factors ba yun or what she mentioned about her journey into the rehab, being narcissistic, being bipolar, etc., etc. What is that? Oh, ayan, the presentation sa first pala. She already mentioned to you suicidal thoughts, okay, diagnosed with multiple disorders, bipolar, major depression, antisocial, paranoid, avoidant, borderline, and narcissistic, and that she's been in and out of psychiatric wards and rehab. So dito sa sinabi niya na ito, which she shared with you, I can't recall kung nag-follow up kayo, but I don't think you did. Nag-follow up ba kayo about, because you have no way of checking, right? Kumbaga, these are all her presenting problem. Di ba? Pero hindi pa kayo natin alam kung lahat ito ay reliable and valid. Not unless you would have asked her to kung saan siya nagpa-psych assessment at pwede niyang i-share sa inyo so you can evaluate it also. Because that was the next question that I was gonna ask. Like, nagtanong ba kayo kung anong psych assessment, kung anong neuro or bio tests? I don't recall that you did, right? Kasi na-overwhelm kayo sa kwento, Reg. So therefore, uh, that means I think that as the answers from Marco, Catherine, and Enrico, that hindi pa talaga siya pwedeng masabi na clinical interview. Right? Kumbaga sa first session pa lang, sabihin, nakakuha na kayo ng relevant information, but you also need to validate that. Okay, good. Now, next, because Reg already mentioned all about these disorders here in this particular slide. If you talk about, uh, thank you. If you talk about, ang tawag, clinical language, diba? Pagka sinabi natin clinical language, then that means ang basis natin will definitely be from the DSM-5, right? Or ICD-10 o ngayon meron ng 11. Ganon. So, meron ba kayong na-mention about this when she mentioned about her diagnosis? Kung titignan niyo itong presentation ni Catherine, do you see that there is a documentation that we can say parang the language being used is that of clinical language, the DSM-5 language? Did you see it here? Mhm. Did you see it, class? Si Reg ang nag-report nito, right? Okay. So, everyone assumed that nag-undergo siya ng mga psychological, neuro, and bio tests. Kasi na-identify niya eh. Right? I suppose everyone assumed that. So, wala kayo nilagay dito sa slide. Catherine, bakit di ka naglagay ng slide here based on self-reported? See, right now, self-reported disorders itong sinabi niya. Right? Kasi hindi naman wala pa tayong evidence that ng mga psych tests niya. And of course, she's not gonna share that. But let's just presume that this is an actual client that we're going to have, and she reported all of this. So, I would perhaps be very satisfied if you could have added a slide whereby you spoke about the diagnosis in terms of the DSM-5 language, as we say, using the language. Okay? Anyone would like to say anything about that? Kasi so far, okay yung mga sagot niyo. So, yun lang yung hinahanap ko dito. Okay, now, I have one more question. Anybody want to say anything?
Ay, good evening, Doc. Try ko lang dun sa tanong nyo kung nalarawan ba siya ng parang
Oh, sige.
pang
Yes,
DSM. Kasi
correct.
sa DSM may sinasabi ng ano mami na ano po, yung mga differential diagnosis. Siguro kung ito ay actual na client namin, gagawa pa kami ng differential diagnosis.
Mhm.
Bukod sa rounds ng psychological assessment.
Mhm.
Parang ito ay lalabas na ngayon ma'am pag ano, intake intern pa lang siya,
Alright.
knowing the history ma'am. Yun po yung parang take ko po doon.
Okay. Alright, so you could have indicated that in the slide. Right? Pwedeng sinama dito in one slide. Right? Okay. Now, last question. Kung, if you try to recall our biopsychosocial spectrum, anong part ng interview ninyo kay Red